Hello and welcome back to Arcanum, the Steamworks and Magic Obscura. When we last left off, well, we finished off the firearms mastery, and now we're working on our persuasion. And we'll advance time 1 hour, because Willsbury told us to meet him here in about an hour, so... There he is. At least I assume. I'm happy to make your acquaintance, miss. Hello, Mr. Willsbury. Do you have time to talk? Well, yes, I do enjoy a conversation with my constituents, lifeblood of the city and all of that. You know anything of politics here in Tarant, young lady? No, might we speak of them? Tarant is ruled by the Tarantian Industrial Council, of which I am the chairman. We are a group of businessmen and politicians who make laws based on what we feel is best for both the commercial and cultural future of our fair city. Has Tarant always been ruled as such, or was there once a king? No, the monarchy, well, how should one phrase it, became outdated about 50 years ago. They don't speak of it much here in Tarant. Suffice to say that the city has prospered under a new system of government. You know the Unified Kingdom, friend? No, what is the Unified Kingdom? The Unified Kingdom is an alliance of two major kingdoms, those of Tarant and Ashbury. We share the trade resources and military strength, and there are many cities currently looking to join the Unified Kingdom. Negotiations and prospective members are a part of my job. I see. A few more questions about Tarant. What would you like to know? What, in your opinion, are the major problems in Tarant? Oh, we have many problems here in Tarant. The rise of criminal activity in the Boil is one of them. I'm taking personal measures to alleviate that problem. I also have a rising Orcish and half-Orcish population in Tarant, and they've created unions. I've caused a general unrest and labor in the city. But labor unions are good. What have labor unions done? Labor unions? Oh, they've done nothing but give manufacturer efficiency to a screeching halt, always with their protests and equal rights. Not one of them values a decent day of work anymore. Okay, yeah. What sort of government does Tarant have? Tarant is ruled by the Tarantian Industrial. Okay. Two more questions about Tarant. What is that job you entail, Mr. Willsbury? My job? Oh. Being chairman of Industrial Councilman as well as owner of my own considerable enterprise. As of late, I've been monitoring the negotiations with Caladon. Caladon, you see, is considering becoming a member of the United Kingdom, or Unified Kingdom. Really? Have they agreed to do so already? No, we've hit a barrier in the negotiations. We're not quite sure what to do. We're in desperate need of a skilled diplomat to approach the King's advisors with our newest proposals. Make sure that their decision is to recommend Caladon to join us. We're in trouble finding a person with the skills to successfully do so. Well, I might be the individual you're looking for. You know, I thought I recognized you. Rolls floated down from Ashbury about your speech concerning the building of that monument. You were successful, yeah? I thought so. You might just be the woman we're looking for. Can't emphasize enough the sensitivity of these negotiations. The individual we choose must be well versed in all the issues at hand. I'm confident I'll be up to the task. What needs to be done? I see. Well, perhaps I will send you. If you're acceptable to my terms, you'll be paid a sum equal to your performance. If, in fact, you are successful in convincing the King's advisor to agree to membership in the United Kingdom, I'll find your performance successful. I'll also train you to be a master in the persuasive arts. And how will my performance be rated, sir? Well, in any negotiation, there's compromise. You'll be given a dossier which outlines the articles of membership of the United Kingdom. The less you have to compromise in those articles, the more money you'll be paid. Are we clear? Done. Glad we agreed to do so. Travel to Caladon. When you've arrived there, you'll meet a man outside of the royal castle by the name of Renard. He'll consult you just before the negotiations. Is there anything else? Here's the dossier I mentioned. Read it carefully, and you'll need to know it intimately before meeting with the King's advisors. Renard will tell you where to meet me once the negotiations are done. And remember, these negotiations are very sensitive. Speak to no one about them. Understood? Yes, of course. I guess I must depart. Okay, so we have got a dossier. 10 important points that you need to take in consideration when speaking with the King's advisors. First is the constitution of, or construction of railroad in Caladon. Of course, the Industrial Council would like to control all aspects of railroad, but we understand the position the advisors share ownership with both railroad and train station. Offer this and see what they do. Okay, so, ownership of both railroad and train station. Under no circumstance should give them control over both. Okay, so one or the other. Second issue involves use of magic within Caladon. As you know, Tarant is very forward-thinking and technological city. Wherever possible, we've controlled magic and where it's practiced. Although Caladon is a modern city, there's members of the council who still hold on to antiquated belief in the old ways. They don't want magic users to have special privileges. They do want people to continue to have the freedom to practice magic. Moderate stance to this issue is recommended. Okay. One of the more delicate issues in negotiation will be the status of the Bates steam engine company. The advisors understand the importance of technology. They're very excited about the possibility of the Bates company opening a factory there, but it's also concerned about the dominion by the Bates of their own company. So they're leery about giving Bates trade privileges. You should recommend Bates given limited trade concessions within Caladon, but not unlimited freedoms. On the other hand, they don't want anything in the agreement that will deter Bates Company from developing in Caladon, so be very careful about what terms the agreements are. Status of Caledonian military is a very important issue, both to us and to them. We, of course, would like full dismantling of their military, but it would skilled negotiator convince them. According to intelligence, the advisors would prefer half of their military sent to the unified battalions, which is in line with the standard Unified Kingdom membership practice. The advisors will be happy about this because they spend less on defense, but don't leave them fully invulnerable. They do not want to keep a full standing army and navy. Be careful when speaking of these issues. The success of negotiations may hinge on it. Unified Kingdom membership tax is usually a closed issue, but considering the strength and size of Caladon, we may want to bend the rules for them. Tarant, of course, would enjoy seeing Caladon pay even heftier tax than everyone, but I think that moderation here will win the day. We have been told that Caladon would enjoy reprieve from the tax for 5 years, and then a reduced rate afterwards. This may be given too much. Use your best judgment. If you need this issue to tip the scales in your favor, then do so. Okay. Issue disconnect your use of Caledonian currency is pretty well worked out. Everyone will be happy if you propose that Caladon use her currency for another 5 years, and switch to the unified gold standard. If you think these are going well, then may even push for a lesser timetable, perhaps 2 or 3 years, or even immediate switch if they are responding to you. Do not allow them to use after 5 years. Anything beyond this would be a serious blow to the economic stability of the United Kingdom, or Unified Kingdom. It's imperative that we standardize new members as soon as possible. Shipping routes that Caladon currently controls are of great importance to the Unified Kingdom. They are a great source of Caladon's trading power, and they generate a lot of wealth through the use of tolls on foreign ships. The advisors are going to want to hold on to these tolls as long as possible, and we, of course, are going to want them removed as soon as possible. Offer them 5 to 10 years, continue collecting them, even from Unified Kingdom members. Do not allow them to stay in place beyond that. Compromises the morale between other UK members, as well as costing them unnecessary fees. Labor unions are a sensitive issue. You probably know the problems we have in Tarant. And we're very interested in avoiding these problems in place like Caladon. But there are those advisors who believe that the union represents a positive step for workers' rights, so tread carefully. There should be unions, period. I think they'd be happy if labor unions were legal, but have limited operating rights in city walls. Nope. Only a truly skilled meteor would be able to convince them otherwise. The issue of the number of votes Caladon will have in the Unified Parliament should be academic. You should not absolutely as necessary offer them any but the standard initial 2 votes, followed by an increase to 3 votes after 5 years within the membership. If there was a way to limit them to 2 votes indefinitely, we'd be very happy. No, but you'd have to speak very convincingly to do so. If everyone else has 3 votes, then yeah. Final issue concerns the Caledonian farmers. As you might know, Tarant is very dependent on them for grain and have prospered greatly because of their hefty export taxes. Caladon wanted to keep this as long as possible. You'll I've decided what is best when dealing with this issue. The sooner that the tax is lifted, the better for Tarant. Use this final issue as a bargaining chip if necessary. Good luck. I'll see you in Caladon. Edward Wilsbury, Esquire. Okay. Whew. Excuse me, madame. I can't help but notice you came out of the office of Mr. Edward Wilsbury, chairman of the Industrial Council. Must have been an important piece of business. Who are you to be asking? Me? Oh, I'm just a concerned citizen. I know that Mr. Wilsbury is involved in very much what goes on in our fair city, so I make it my business to know what he's up to, and who he's talking to. I see, and what exactly is your interest here? As I said, I'm one of a group of concerned individuals working towards a common goal. Mr. Wilsbury is a powerful man, and his influences are far-reaching. Men such as he, you never know what they're getting into. What exactly are you insinuating, sir? Nothing. Only a person might be talking to Mr. Wilsbury, and then Mr. Wilsbury might tell you something. Next thing you know, you're involved in something you don't completely understand. You know what I'm talking about, madame? Let's see here. The persuasion quest is probably going to be considerably interesting. Because I don't want him to get angry with us. Pillsbury Energy. Okay. No real question on this, but I don't like the way you're talking, so I don't know what you're talking about. Awfully protective of Mr. Wilsbury, aren't you? Perhaps you two are sharing some sort of secret. Something you don't want the rest of the masses to know about. Sounds that way to me. I'm sorry, who did you say you were? My name's Heinrich Jenks. I represent a concerned group of citizens, both here in Tarant and abroad. Made our business keep a close look on the political power structure in the Unified Kingdom. Make sure that it's working towards a mutually beneficial end. Can I assume you believe Mr. Wilsbury is not doing so? You might say that. I know that he's currently involved in negotiation with Caladon, and I know he's very interested in making sure that becomes members of the Unified Kingdom. I believe this interest supersedes any other concerns he might have, including the interest of his own constituents. I find this idea troubling. Perhaps your interests might be of question. Are you questioning my patriotism, madame? I recommend you never, ever do that again. Of course not, sir. Please continue. Look at the facts, madame. Tarant, with the Unified Kingdom, is the most powerful kingdom of all Arcanum. We have natural resources, shipping and railroads, as well as the most stable manufacturing framework of any city in the world. Much of our great wealth comes from the expensive cities like Caladon in the form of taxes and tariffs. And what are you saying? So, Mr. Wilsbury and his cohorts in the council are in effect taking away a great source of Tarant's wealth and power by allowing a kingdom like Caladon to join the Unified Kingdom. Caladon is dependent on us for our resources like lumber and technology. If they're allowed to join the Unified Kingdom, we'll lose that advantage. I think I've heard enough from you. Good day. Good day to you. Perhaps you'll return and we can continue this discussion. Oh. Nationalists. And we'll let this thing run through. Actually, I think I'm just gonna pause this here, and I'll come back when we're able to get to the world map. Okay, so I did a whole bunch of selling. I'm at 18,000 gold at the moment. And just about everyone has, like, nothing in their inventory, at least compared to what they used to be. Chukka still carries a lot, but Chukka can carry a lot. Jaina just now has a whole bunch of healing potions or salves or whatever. Waramon pretty much has nothing except for my Hushed Revolver, which I was trying to sell, but no one seems to want it, which is disappointing. But yeah, everyone except for Jana, because I don't really care about her speed, because she shouldn't be fighting anyway, has none to light encumbrance, and that includes me. So anyway, let's head all the way. I have to go to Caladon, right? You would think he would have marked that on my map, but apparently not. Luckily, I'm... Ah, interesting. Okay, 1 second. I think it is pretty much right over there where the pathway to this side of the world is. Or I could have taken a boat. You'll be sorry. Huh. Now getting rid of all of that, I can actually do more than one thing, theoretically. And some unidentified robes. And yeah, right now everyone's wearing the Moclean hand necklace, because eventually we all have to. Let's see here. Okay, I think actually I'm supposed to get there by boat. I think I can get to there by black route. we go. We'll just get to Blackroot and we'll call it a video. Should eventually finish Liam's workshop. But that'll be for next time. When we come back, more Arcanum. Have a good one.